better sleep, sharper focus, a healthier life. It all starts with how you breathe.
Welcome to the No One Told Me, the Airway Health Connection, the Untethered Way, where better breathing meets better living. I'm Dr. Meggie Graham.
I'm Dr. Liz Turner.
We're the co-founders of Untethered Airway Health Center,
on a mission to help you breathe freely and live fully through proactive airway health.
Whether you're a dentist expanding your airway expertise,
or a family looking to sleep and breathe easier,
you're in the right place.
Each week, we'll bring you bold insights, real-world stories, and expert tips.
All to help you take control of your airway health. Because when you breathe better, you live better. Let's get started.
Welcome to this episode of No One Told Me, the Airway Health Connection. It's Meggie and Liz here, and we just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about our Frenectomy course because we've gotten a lot of questions on it. We are so excited for this portion of our educational platform to be live coming up here in the next few weeks. And if you are a dentist who's been considering bringing Frenectomy care into your office, you should. You shouldn't hesitate for a second. You shouldn't feel like this isn't something you can learn and bring in and have a gain for your patients and for your ROI. There is so much opportunity.
If you're a dentist that's already doing it, right? Like if you're a dentist
Exactly.
that's already doing it, but you don't have the confidence or you don't have the consistent outcomes. I think that that's another big thing that can get in the way of having satisfaction in what we do is the consistency where it becomes just a routine. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, we all want everything to be perfect. And part of it comes down to case selection, surgical protocol, but really post-operative protocol. So those are some of the big things that we really highlight in the course. So Megs, you spend a lot of time on a foundational module to really break down some of the literature, the research behind this, the what, the why we're doing what we do, how it impacts craniofacial growth and development, feeding, both breastfeeding, bottle feeding, solids, speech development. I mean, the hard part is these are really hard things to study in isolation. But if we really look back to the root of the way the jaws develop, it impacts so much of the quality of life. And that's what I tell patients all the time. This isn't a life or death issue. It's a quality of life issue. And ultimately, it's your choice what you do with that life. So as dentists, we can help change the trajectory of children as they grow. And we can help manage adult symptoms and get people feeling better. And that's, I think, what's so fun about this space.
Yeah, and I think that part of the course was really fun to do because I think a lot of people are looking for just a technique and a treatment, and then it's just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's all done. But at the same time, if you think about the connections and the nuance to what restricted oral tissues can contribute to and do contribute to, like that's fascinating. It's really, really interesting to understand the impact that we as providers can have in in a much more profound way than just a simple procedure, which it's not a simple procedure, but you know what I'm saying is like the connection to so many different avenues of health outside of the obvious ones of infant feeding and speech.
I think that's the biggest thing is really understanding that something that is, I mean, no offense to us that do what we do, it is a simple procedure when you know the anatomy, you use good technique and instrumentation, and you systematize it. It really shouldn't be hard. The hard part is the diagnostics and the healing. And so that was really our goal with this, was to help people feel comfortable in the hard moments, the surgical moments. And so from the foundational module, then we go on to really breaking down age groups, babes, littles, bigs, so infants, children, and adults, and really focusing a lot on infants and adults because children fall somewhere in the middle. And a lot of it depends on behavior and what are we hoping to accomplish from this. So we spend a lot of time in those modules kind of breaking up the systems that go behind the procedure. And then it's on to cases, so many cases. And repetition in the best way, because until you really see and feel like you're experiencing something multiple times, it's hard to say, oh, I feel like an expert in this. And so even going back and going through a lot of my own cases, I highlight some of the things I could have done better because there's always room for improvement in everything that we do. And the other things that I love about it, we bring in there's a complications module, there's a serapeptase and catalog module, there's a suturing module, there's a phase one. Why would you do this procedure in two phases electively? So there's a ton of auxiliary modules. And then Maggie, do you want to talk about our module with Peter?
Yeah, so we did a module with Peter Vitrick, the founder of Light Scalpel, and he goes deep into the physics of why we are so obsessed with the CO2 laser and why it's such a perfect instrument for this specific procedure. And he's just like he's got a brain like no one else I've ever met, and he breaks it down and kind of gets really into the weeds on it in a way that is, I think, very beneficial. The course is also it's really neat because it's self-paced, and because Liz has done such a beautiful job of documenting so many cases, and with this repetition of showing case after case after case, you get to start to feel this comfort in something that you haven't done yourself yet. You haven't had the hours to build up that experience yourself, but you get to watch these cases and you start to feel like you know more than you should based on her exposure to all of her casework. And then to follow up the online learning with the hands-on course in March in Denver is going to be really, really powerful too. And you can sign up for taking just the self-paced online course. You can sign up for just the in-person course in Denver in March, or I mean, they're really designed to go together.
And I think, we get asked questions like, do I have to have a CO2 laser? I only have this diode. Do I have to do this? I only am an associate. Do I have to be an owner? Like, this is really a course for everyone. And these techniques, these surgical techniques can be done with really any instrument. And the hard part is we do have a strong preference towards why a CO2 laser is better. And with this course, what we hope people can understand is there's a lot of implications to utilize this particular laser in clinical general dentistry practice. So back before I was in Untethered, when my practices were in the same facility, I use this laser all the time for crown preps. And I mean, we were doing same day crowns, like to be able to isolate without using cord, to dehydrate that tissue in a way that didn't cause anyone any discomfort and was rapid. Like, this instrument just speeds up your clinical care so well. So, no, you don't need to have a CO2
You're going to
laser.
want it though.
We'll highlight why you're going to want one. And then even listening to Peter's lecture again, because I've heard it a number of times, but being able to really understand the science behind the why. You can do this procedure with a scissor, a scalpel, a diode, an erbium. You can do it with anything. They used to do it with fingernails, technically, but there is a measure of safety and precision and healing opportunity that can come with using what's superior in our opinion. So
We're
doesn't have
perfectionists,
to
so
be
we want it
something
to
you
be the
do right
best.
away, but the hands-on will really give you an opportunity because the laser company will be there with multiple lasers for a wet lab. And so the goal is to really help people feel comfortable before they make an investment if they're not quite ready yet. And then if we talk about the cost of this one compared to others, like I mean, it really shines from the financial side of things and the gain that can come with it.
Whenever
Uh,
I take a course, whenever I take a course or decide if I'm going to invest in a course, I'll always break it down into procedures. I'm like, okay, how many procedures would I need to pay for that course? You could kind of do the same thing with the laser. How many procedures would I need to do to pay for it? And you're going to realize that the return is pretty quick.
Yeah. How many cords do I have to have my assistant pack and then me repack before I decide that this is
Priceless.
a good
Priceless.
idea? Gingival recontouring too. Like, I've done a ton of that with it, and it's amazing the difference
We
it
use
can.
it. We were using it with a different tip and using it for perio patients too,
Yeah,
and
for
using
sure.
it post scaling and root planing and controlling the bacteria in the pockets. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing
One of
what
our
it can
bonus modules is actually for soft tissue, soft palate tightening. And that module, it talks about how you can use this particular laser. And there's a ton of others out there that are advertising to do this, but it becomes really technique sensitive and really time consuming. So I've used a different type of laser on my husband to try to tighten his soft palate to make him stop snoring. Because as a side effect of toning the soft palate, you can, in many instances, reduce the snoring sound. We're not treating snoring, we're toning tissue. But so I was using a different methodology and different laser to do it. And we got halfway through the second session. He goes, "This sucks. Can we just be done?" And I was like, really does suck. And so we never did it again. So, but with the CO2 laser, because of the capacity of the instrument to kind of do exactly what it needs to get the certain amount of energy to tighten that tissue, you can do it within a couple of minutes, which is amazing compared to 20.
An infomercial for a light scalpel, and we
Oh
don't
my
get a
gosh, I
kickback. We
know.
don't
But
get a
I'm just
kickback. We should.
obsessed. Oh
We
my
should.
gosh. I had to bring mine to my other office the other day, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to do this anymore. But I'm also glad that this thing doesn't weigh that much and I can sling it into the back of my Honda CR-V and drive it across town. Because there's that too. It's transportable. But yeah, I mean, having you guys in Denver is going to be incredible. There's a bunch of surprises that we really want to have going for that course. It's a great way to connect with kind of other airway focused providers, and also Denver in March is kind of a really fun time of year. So if you did want to ski, like we're just a couple hours from the mountains, you can make a whole vacation out of it. But you never know. It's like 70 degrees here right now and it's January. So the Front Range doesn't always
Not
have to be
70
cold.
degrees here in Milwaukee right
Yeah.
now.
No, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm shivering.
But yeah, you guys really, I am so, this course has been in my brain for the last few years, and we knew we needed to get our foundations course out there to really help people understand the foundations of airway dentistry, because it's only appropriate to have an understanding of airway health before you start just jumping into surgeries. But at the same time, I mean, there is so much opportunity for continued kind of parallel learning in the airway space and the frenectomy space if you understand what you're doing and doing it safely.
Well, and that's part of what makes us different, right? Like we don't just see things in isolation or in a vacuum. We really do see things totally integrated. And why we're so excited about it. And with so many people asking us for this course and your vision, it just feels really exciting to finally have it coming to fruition.
Well, and we have it advertised as like 6 hours. It's not 6 hours. It's like,
Is it only advertised as 6 hours?
I know,
We
which is
should change
crazy. Like
that.
we need to change that because I mean,
How many
looking at
hours?
the
How
amount,
many hours is it?
I mean, probably 10 plus. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot. Like it's a lot. It
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
Luckily, being self-paced, you can like skip some of it or
Yeah, I
just go
guess
back
that's
and
that's
rewatch it.
true.
So,
Um,
oh, well, we'll include the link here in the show notes. Please reach out with any questions. We're open books. I feel really strongly about the techniques and protocols that we've developed and the post-operative. There's a ton of forms too, which like I think is so golden because all of our forms are based off of people's questions. So we really have dialed in a lot of the communication that you would have to clarify over and over and over again because it's all on the forms, which is awesome.
yeah, don't have to repeat yourself over and over again. Make it easy.
Yes,
Come
yes.
join us.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Untethered Airway podcast.
If today's episode helped you see things differently,
Please share it with someone who would benefit from hearing this. And don't forget to subscribe.
want to learn more about airway health or connect with our team?
Please visit our website, untetheredairwayhealthcenter.com, or follow us on Instagram @untetheredairway.
Until next time, bye.